Welcome to Roadrunner Radio. I'm your host, Luis Gutierrez, and I'm here joined with.
Jake Laurel.
And Leo Villanueva.
And today we're going to talk about politics, specifically Nike right now and their whole controversy. Jake, do you have anything you'd like to talk about regarding this?
I mean, I think it's hilarious that people are striking up against Nike and burning their own stuff, and like they'll like collect Nike shoes for 30 years, and then you'll see like Facebook videos or YouTube videos of them going, "Screw Nike! I can't believe they went against us, them damn liberals." I think it's really interesting that Nike sided with Colin Kaepernick here as a big, in so to speak, FU to the NFL, considering they just signed a contract for 8 years saying that Nike's going to continue making their jerseys. So this is, in my opinion, a big corporation, and I usually speak out against this type of things because I don't believe in lobbyism and I don't believe in corporations controlling the way our government works. But this is, in essence, a corporation saying we side with the majority of younger people and people of my generation that are 80%, I think, last time I looked at it, are progressive and just stand for a left agenda more so than they would a conservative one or one that's been painted out by the news media.
I agree with that point. Nike seems to be inserting itself in this progressive liberal agenda, and it doesn't make much sense for a corporation to take sides politically or even socially, for that matter. The ad believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything, is ambiguous at best. I'm not quite sure what the message is that they're sending there. It doesn't resonate with me personally, and as an aging person, I've migrated over to New Balance anyways.
I mean, to be honest, there's not really much to understand because it's just a giant scheme to make money. The way they're looking at it is that if they're on the right side of history, that they, and this is a demographic that they're trying to chase as minorities and people of my age group, generally speaking, younger people. So that's probably what they're shooting for, knowing that the demographics are so heavily swayed on their side.
So you're saying Nike's people have speculated that the future is in this target demographic that you mentioned. What is it? I don't know how to say his last name. Gino Fuzzinati, who is North American VP of brand for Nike, says Colin Kaepernick is his generation's most inspirational player, and he's utilizing the power of the sport to move the world forward. So the statement here is that Kaepernick is influencing the world abroad, and Nike's getting behind that. They've also donated some money to Know Your Rights campaign, which is headed by Colin Kaepernick as well. I don't see Nike, just like every other corporation, is concerned with its bottom line. So it seems like they're taking a political stand.
It's a PR move, man.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously a PR. The statement made by anybody by Nike is a PR angle, but the true nature of the corporate beast is make as much money as you can, and they're always thinking to the future. So I believe that Nike is just simply capitalizing on the current situation. And when I say the current situation, I'm referring to the divide here in the United States. So they are taking advantage of the political climate and the divide. And I think it says the message that Nike is sending to other corporations as well as the consumer is that they're investing in their future, in the future of the demographic that you spoke of a minute ago, and that demographic is a younger crowd who's heavily influenced by this progressive liberal agenda.
I think what they're also doing is that they're. If you ever noticed that, like, a lot of corporations don't really side conservatively socially anymore. So, like, for instance, you never see Baskin Robbins speaking out and having their ice cream not catered towards any specific demographic.
Not yet,
anymore.
we don't.
Well, it's because if you exclude a group, you can't make money from them.
Absolutely, which is why it was a little bit confusing for me when I saw this. But like I said, the believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything, is ambiguous at best. So they're not really saying they're taking, and in that statement, they're not even telling you what position to take or what means anything and what's worth sacrificing for. They're not saying that. So,
Well, I mean, Colin Kaepernick did give up his career, and he did, if I'm not mistaken, I did read recently that he won his claim against the NFL in his lawsuit, saying that he got blackballed. So the court case is proceeding. So in his case, he did technically sacrifice his career for what he, gave up and started this whole movement about for.
well, if football was his passion, then absolutely he sacrificed his career. But if football was a means to an end with regard to financial gain, then he hasn't really sacrificed anything. He's still making millions. He got a deal with Nike, and they donated money to his cause.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean that's still technically a career loss of potential millions upon millions in the future of him just sitting quiet.
I think what like Jake is trying to say right there is that like big picture, he lost a lot more money because Nike's not going to be paying him nowhere nearly as the 49ers would, or any other NFL team that was to sign him because. Like I think like the standard issue, he was what second round, right? Second round pick.
Yes,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
it's a little bit more than 10 grand, correct? It's your starting contract as a rookie.
The rookie contracts, they're pretty low comparatively speaking in
So
general.
he would have made more money, even though he's getting like 7 mil right now. It's that's with Nike right now, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though he's getting 7 million right now, long term, if he would have never made this statement, this peaceful protest, he would have made a whole lot of more money in the NFL than right now.
Well,
That's why I think that's
I speculate that he stands to gain much more in the future.
I mean,
And
maybe socially, but I mean, like, look at Derek Carr. I mean, I'm a huge Raiders fan, but look at Derek Carr. He got paid, or look, I shouldn't say Derek Carr, especially with Khalil Mack. Just whatever, sad day. But Khalil Mack just got a contract for $141 million. Like, do you think he's gonna ever get that kind of money? Being a social activist against corporations like the NFL.
well, I don't really have an opinion on that matter. And if Colin Kaepernick is truly trying to make a difference in the world, then I can get behind that. I'm all for positive change, lasting change. My thing here is Nike and the position they've taken. They're totally exploiting the current divide here in the United States, and it's they benefit from capitalist system.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's one of those things where I feel like Jake said they're kind of taking a stance right now, and they're trying to lean more left than if anything right now, just to help change it. Because right now in today's day and age, especially conservatives and people on the right are getting a bad rap. So I figured right now they're just trying to be like the good guys, I guess you could say.
It's like, why do you think there's not many fast food restaurants or chains out there that went with the banning of why do you think there wasn't many fast food chain restaurants that went with the ban of transgendered bathrooms? Why do you think that? Because they don't want to exclude the group. They want to make money off them. You can't make money off somebody for excluding them. Nike looked at the writing on the wall and decided that the future of our political system is progressive because, like I said, 80% of our generation, which is millennials, is progressives. They looked at the writing on the wall, and you know what? I don't like I said, I don't like the corporation having that much swaying power over us, but I'll take an ally when I get one.
It was a bold move by Nike, no doubt about it. And it says a lot about the consumer market and where things are headed. These guys take into consideration years of revenue. They don't. They're not looking at just this year's. They're not looking at the year's quarterly. They're looking at the future of. They're looking at the future of Nike. They're not just considering the quarterly gains or the annual gains for just this year. They're looking to the future. So this says a lot about the consumer market. And like I said, Nike's exploiting the situation. They're taking advantage.
They are, but I mean, it's like one of those old stories where you hear like the corrupt politician or the mob boss, when he does what he does, but like he gives $10,000 to like the city, like a give back, like to the community type of thing. Is it wrong what he was doing? Yes. Was it good what he was doing in the situation of him getting back to the town?
Guzman did it.
You know
Escobar
what I'm
did it.
saying? Like
Capone did it. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know where you're going with that.
The intentions are always bad, but is it a good move nonetheless? Yes. So I mean, it's in the end justify the means
But
kind of thing.
I think it's safe not to compare Nike to like a drug lord, though.
Obviously.
Well, I don't
It's
know.
a-
These corporate, these banking
Obviously.
cartels and these corporate cartels are the equivalent of that.
It's a
So, although it's not, we're
It's
going
an
off
extreme
topic with
comparison.
that. We're going off topic with it. It is relevant to the matter.
it's definitely an extreme comparison. I will forfeit and concede.
All right, so I think that's really all we have to talk about today. This is Roadrunner Radio. I'm your host, Luis Gutierrez, and I was joined with
Jake Laurel.
and
Leo Villanueva.
thanks for listening.